Hey developers, today I have a really cool guest. I have Chris Sean. He has a really cool story of how he learned to code in 3 months, got a job as a web developer, became a YouTuber, got sponsored by Team Treehouse, and also was able to get a second job as a web developer a year later at Entrepreneur Magazine. So this is a really cool, crazy whirlwind story. Watch all the way to the end. It's amazing. Check it out. Oh yeah, and if you don't know, my name is Eric. I'm a software developer. I do interviews. I teach you guys a lot about Vue.js and other JavaScript frameworks. If you guys are interested, make sure you click below. I have some of my favorite courses. Check those out. And first, before we get started, let's talk to our sponsor, and then we'll get right into the interview. Before we begin, let me thank our sponsor, webdoc.io. Webdoc.io is a VPS hosting solution that uses special Linux containers. Linux containers is a new way of running your virtual machines, and it's much faster than classical virtualization. So WebDoc is a new VPS hosting provider, and they use these Linux containers with fast SSD drives to make them much faster than most of their competitors out there. So with WebDoc, you can create your perfect virtualized servers. You can configure it however you want, and they actually give you a free Let's Encrypt SSL certificate too. Another reason you should use WebDoc is that it gives you a lot of free backups that a lot of other providers don't. So please check out webdoc.io. And just for you guys who are watching this video, if you use the coupon code Program with Erik, you'll get 1 free month. So click on that link below, sign up for it for your 1 free month. It's awesome and amazing. Check it out. All right. Hey, Chris, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. How's it going?
Going good, man. It's going good. Long day, but I'm happy. Nothing to complain about.
Yeah. And I've seen your videos lately. It's such an awesome story that you have, and so many cool things are happening to you. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on and talk to you about. And also, like we said before I started, I've been trying to get a hold of you, trying to set up some sort of interview for the last year. And I think my schedule wasn't great and yours wasn't great, but I'm glad we finally connected. So that's really cool.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, I'm glad. I remember it's supposed to meet up a year now, but I mean, better late than never, right?
Yeah. And this is such a crazy journey. I think we both started similar times. I think beginning of 2017.
A lot of us did. It's kind of crazy. A lot of us started at the same time. A lot of us on YouTube right now.
Yeah, like Coding Phase. I mean, he started and a few others.
Beta. Yeah. Joshua Flug actually as well. A lot of us, yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, did Josh? I mean, there's another rising star on YouTube. But for you, I mean, this has been probably the 2 craziest years of your life with everything.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess you could say it's kind of, it's been kind of crazy, but good in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. So for the 5 people out there who don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Filipino. Who's Chris. I was vegan. I actually haven't told anyone this, but now I'm pescatarian. Only California rolls. That's the only reason. Other than that, I taught myself code in 3 months. Got my first job, and after spending 2 years at my first job, now I work at Entrepreneur.
Yeah, Entrepreneur Magazine. That's awesome. So let me ask you this. So, I mean, your channel's been blowing up lately. You're getting tons of views. I mean, do you feel like this is like the new normal for you? Because I know there's this term called the hedonic treadmill, where once you raise to a certain point, it becomes normal, and then you always want to go to that next step. Is that how you feel, or are you still soaking in like the
honestly,
new?
I kind of want to feel like it's just going to be like this for like maybe a week or so. That's what I'm expecting. But at the end of the day, YouTube, okay, I'm not going to lie, YouTube pays pretty well now. but other than that, though, YouTube pays nothing compared to my regular job. And so at the end of the day, whether my channel is doing well or not, I only do YouTube because, number one, I love it. Number two, I get to talk about myself all the time. And last but not least, I get to help people. So whether it does well or not, at the end of the day, I am doing it to help people and because I love talking about myself. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. You get to help people. And I like your channel is definitely very unique in the way that you're probably one of the only person, maybe there's a couple more coming up. We mentioned Joshua Fluke, but there's definitely your unique style of adding vlogging in with a developer's lifestyle. I keep on seeing I mean, is that what your original goal was? Is that what you always wanted to do once you started this channel 2 years ago, or has it kind of progressed into what it is now?
It's funny that you asked that. Yeah, that was my goal. Well, the only reason, the number one reason I started this YouTube channel was because when I learned code, I wanted to quit, but there were no channels out there that would encourage you and help you get the inside scoop of a developer life or a junior developer life. And I figured if no one's doing it, I'll be, and if I'm the first one, maybe my channel will do well. But that's, yeah, this is literally why I did it, so that I can just document my journey, and that's it. I mean, I didn't know that my channel would be where it is now. I still think it's still nothing, 30,000, almost 30,000 subs. But at the end of the day, I just feel, because this could be anyone, man. I mean, the fact that it's me, it's not because I'm anyone special. I just got lucky. I mean, I got 2 developer jobs with no portfolio. First one as a junior, second one at Entrepreneur Magazine. That's not normal, So
Well, I that's definitely. I want to get into some questions about that too, especially how you started off. But I want to ask you just real quickly. I know you have. I mean, your videos are really cinematic. I mean, you add in music and video. Did you learn this? How did you learn videography? Did you have it in a previous job? Did you just kind of learn it from scratch? I mean, how did you learn Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro or whatever you use?
I learned it from scratch. I learned it from scratch. I had no idea what to do. I would look at tutorials on YouTube everywhere. My first vlog, believe it or not, my first vlog, which was horrible, horrendous, it took 7 hours to edit. Now my vlogs take only an hour to an hour and a half, no matter, depending if it's a 10-minute vlog or so, but that's usually it. And so, yeah, I mean, it took a while to learn, but at the end of the day, I'm glad I did it, because it's so easy to edit now. And yeah, let me tell myself.
That's
But
really cool.
it did sacrifice my growth as a developer in regards to skill. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm thankful where I am now, so no complaints there.
Did you feel like some days when you were learning to code and you were documenting your journey that you wished you could just stay all night up programming, but instead you had 5-6 hours of editing to do?
No, YouTube is more fun than programming. I'm not gonna lie, but programming is just as fun as playing games to me. Love and hate relationship. I want to be able to do both, but I just have to learn to balance both, because I love number one, making videos. For example, like when we code, and when someone like uses our code, it feels amazing, right? Like there's nothing that beats that. Like for example, I fixed a few bugs last week, and literally knowing there would be tens of millions of people looking at what I did is insane. But at the same time, if I upload a YouTube video, I literally get thousands of views almost instantly, and so many likes and comments, and that it kind of like, the response you get from YouTube videos is incomparable to a lot of things.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like when I'm coding, it's like little puzzles that I get to fix and I get to impact whoever uses the product. But then when I jump into doing these YouTube videos, I help, probably not as quite as many people, but I help people too. And that's what's really fun about it. And that's what I like about doing it. I still don't have the love of video editing. I think you have a little bit more love than I do.
Maybe.
Sounds like you've definitely found some fun things to do there. So I want to go back to 2 years ago when you started, and I know one of your most first videos, you're famous for creating the how to become a developer in 2 months. I think that's the exact title, or how to or 3 months. Excuse me, 3 months. What? I mean, did that come about exactly as you said in the video? Were you just working at some dead end job, and then you thought, I'm going to spend my nights and weekends just learning code? Is that kind of how it came about?
That's literally it. I mean, I was working at this company called AVX Audiovisual. I was an executive assistant, even though I didn't get paid much. I got paid $18 an hour. And I realized like they didn't treat me well. I was always worried about losing my job, and I figured I need to find a job where I could bring value to a company, and that company would be crazy to let me go. And so again, I was watching a YouTube video about how you don't have to be smart to be a coder, but I realized how hard it would take, because I really want to make a difference in my life. And so yeah, what I did was every chance I got, I would study code at work, I would study code on the weekends, and I didn't even own a laptop. And so I would actually borrow my friend's laptop so I can learn code, even if it's for an hour or two. But I just had to stop making excuses on why I can't make a difference in my life. And because I stopped making that excuse is the number one reason why I think I'm here today.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's such a cool story. I mean, you just willed yourself into it.
Yeah.
You know, if you started today, do you think it's still possible to get a job in 3 months of coding, or do
Mm,
you think that yours was more of an exceptional case?
mm. Yeah, 6 months, yes. 3 months, no. It's rare. It's very rare. I mean, again, I got lucky. That's why I feel like I shouldn't be here right now. I mean, if you just look at my office spot, I shouldn't be working here right now. I mean, it's luck. It's pure luck. But the thing is, though, even though it was luck, and it is, the reason I am here, other than luck, is because I actually tried to do something. If I didn't try to learn code that first time, then I would have never had the opportunity. And so my mindset was always, even though I might not make it, I have to always at least try to, like, if the opportunity arose or came up, whatever, how do you say it? My goal was, if there was ever opportunity to make it in the industry, I have to at least make sure I'm ready. And so that was the mindset I had. And yeah, I guess that's why I'm here.
Yeah, and I know you just did a recent video with a fan, Manuel, I think is
Yeah,
his name.
crazy.
And
Yeah.
he had kind of a similar story where he was working at Target, and then
Yeah.
he watched your videos, and then within a year was able to get a front end job.
Year and 8 months. Wait, a year and a half, 18 months, a year and a half.
Year
Mm-hmm.
and a half. So that's still pretty good. I mean, I think right now we're in an economy that's booming, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
places hiring, but I think it's still really hard to get a job if you're a junior developer, someone who doesn't have experience or doesn't have a college degree or doesn't have a boot camp behind them. So a pure self-taught developer, it's still hard, and I think you have to have a certain amount of determination to get a job. Do you
Yeah.
think that's true?
Yeah, you do. I mean, it is hard. But again, that's why we get paid so well. And more than anything, I was actually talking to someone today. He's someone up there here, an entrepreneur up there, and I was just asking him, hey, he watches my videos, and I asked him, is there anything you want to make sure that I don't do in my future videos? Am I stepping on anyone's toes right now? He said no. And we were just talking about how, like, Chris, it's crazy how you became a developer at no degree. But he told me, honestly, the best developers that have ever worked here at Entrepreneur Magazine are the developers who were self-taught, or the developers who didn't have a degree.
That's pretty
This
awesome.
passion, learning code is not.
Yeah, I definitely think having a passion
Yeah.
and trying to get your name out there and doing things that other people wouldn't do. I mean, I don't think if you survey like 1,000 developers and you say, you or 1,000 people wanting to become a developer, I think there's only be
Uh-huh.
like one person that would like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to document what I'm going to do. I'm going to work as hard as I can to get this job. I think
Mhm.
that's pretty unique. But I love the message of your channel and how anyone can become a developer. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what kind of degree you have, or if you have one or not. It's just, can you put the time in? And I think that's great.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back to how to when you started. So you became a developer in 3 months. You
Yes.
worked your butt off, got your first job, started the YouTube channel,
Mm.
and then you were daily. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
I didn't double check. So you were daily vlogging for months, or nearly daily vlogging. How was that time period?
um, yeah, it was. Oh my gosh. Again, it was determination to make a difference in my life. And the reason is this. Before I answer that question, I'm someone who I literally shouldn't be alive right now. I was born in 6 months, so my brain was kind of deformed. Like, it grew pretty slow. I was in special ed. You know those kids who rode the yellow bus, and all those kids who had like missing legs or they didn't know how to talk. I was in that bus because I was just like them. Like, I had a learning deficiency. Is that how you say it? I had a speech impediment, meaning I did not know how to talk well. And so, my whole life, even no one really expected that I would be where I am now. And from that point, my goal was to make sure I proved myself wrong and prove everyone wrong to get me here. So and that's one of the reasons when I did become a developer and when I was vlogging and my first video went viral and I realized, shoot, I have an opportunity here. I realized, shoot, I have an opportunity to do something that no one has done in this niche. And so that's the reason why I would stay up till 3 in the morning every single day editing videos, while at the same time learning code, because that opportunity is so rare, and I recognize that, and I knew I had to do whatever it took to succeed.
That's awesome. Yeah, just grinding it out. But I know after a while that you switched your schedule to doing like weekly.
Bi-week
Was that or biweekly?
days. Hmm.
Was that just because you were just so many balls juggling in the air trying to do all those edits and
No, I actually was thinking of quitting quite a few times YouTube because it was affecting my growth as a developer. I could have been better, right? But I wasn't reaching to where I thought I could be. Secondly, my YouTube channel was doing really well at first and it started slowing down a lot. Like coding phase was passing me. All these people were passing me. I'm like, what's going on? Like I thought people like vlogged, and so I'm not sure if you noticed, but I stopped vlogging for a couple months too because I realized, shoot, people just want informative wants just information, right? Informative videos. But I hated doing informative videos. That's why I lessened my uploads because I wasn't enjoying it. I was forcing myself. I wasn't doing what I loved, which was vlogging. So that's the number one reason why. No one knows that. So this is the first time I'm saying this.
wow, yeah, yeah, I noticed it because I'm a fan of the channel. I've been watching your growth, and so that yeah, I noticed it. That was, and I also you went in. I know you had some. You've shared a lot of personal stuff on your channel from your first time getting your first job to I mean probably a highlight is meeting the people at Team Treehouse.
Yeah,
How was that?
dude. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I only had 13,000 subscribers at that time. So for me, and they contacted me when I had 9,000 subscribers. So it took a few months to organize everything, but it was crazy. I mean, Treehouse, people think I'm sponsored by them. I'm not. And the reason I endorse them is because they changed my life. And so the fact that I got to fly there and meet the teachers who changed my life, meet the CEO that changed my life, it was, I can't say it's a dream because my dream, I didn't, that wasn't really a dream because I didn't expect it to happen. But yeah, man, it was insane. I mean, yeah, I just appreciating the moment. That's just what I try to do. And fortunately, I could have vlogged me appreciating the moment. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I can imagine just meeting all those people that affected you so much in such a positive way. And I'm sure they were encouraging. And I bet probably by now hundreds, if not thousands of people have signed up for Team Treehouse because of
Uh,
you sponsoring them.
tens of thousands, tens of thousands.
10.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, they're my affiliate, right? So when people sign up, I make like $3, and if they go through, I get like half of whatever, like $12 for that one time. That's it. And it's not much. It's really not much. But the reason I do it is because I really believe that they can make a difference in people's lives. And then if I could do that while making some extra side cash, why not do it? Especially when it's my truth. I'm not lying. I'm not endorsing something I don't believe in. And so, yeah, man, it's cool.
Yeah, very cool. And I know one other video that was really interesting, the vending hack machine video. I don't know if anybody's seen this. I'll put a link below, but this is one where you and your friends are like in front of a vending machine and you're somehow are able to get like 10,
Crazy.
10 I don't know, 10 bags of chips or something. Was that just like spur of the moment? You just happened to
Yeah,
be in
sort
the
of.
hallway?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get chips all day, and it was stuck there. And before we left, I was mad. I was like, "Hey, Tony, this sucks, man." And we tried taking it out, and we noticed, oh my gosh, we're about to get like 10 bags of chips. And so all of us went there. We were trying to like bang the machine; it wouldn't come out. And yeah, I mean, we just kind of hacked it, and we got our chips.
Isn't that funny? Like something you probably didn't think that much of. You upload it to YouTube and it has like 250,000 views or something crazy like that, or 500,000 views.
That pisses me off, man. Something that, and honestly, because it has nothing to do with code, I don't make any money off those ads because there's no ads in those. And so it pisses me off because it's like, man, the videos I put no effort on are always the ones that get the most views. Yeah, it's sad, but that's just how YouTube works. I mean, that's why I like vlogging. You just document. You don't have to try so much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That it's just I think it's pretty funny. You never know what's gonna reach people. But
Yeah,
I know one of your other really big videos is um, where you discussed it's never too late to become a developer, which I think touched a lot of people. Where you were saying that it doesn't matter how old you are, you could become a developer.
yeah.
Um,
I got a lot of hate in that video because I titled it "Don't Learn Code, You're Too Late," and it's clickbait. But it was a it's clickbait for a reason. Watch it and realize that they're wrong, that they can't do it. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting that video again to do so well, but yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that was one of the videos.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great ones that you've done, and just the everyday videos are pretty cool. And now I know you've had some in between this journey, this last years, you've had some low points. You've talked about. You said you just right now you were thinking about quitting for a while. I know you broke up with your girlfriend during some of it, and obviously we won't get into that. That's personal, but I mean, how were you when you shared that information with everyone? I mean, was
Um,
that was that a conscious choice? Do you think you shared too much on some of these things?
I definitely shared too much. I took the video down. Um, but I didn't know what to do. It was based off emotions, and that's why I deleted the video. I mean, it was stupid to actually do that in the first place because she's a good person. But again, it was just, yeah, I don't know, man. That was stupid. I mean, I'm learning what to say and what not to say. I need to. At the same time, I was like, all right, we broke up. Maybe I'll get more views. I don't know. Just trying to do anything I can to encourage myself. I dropped $700 on a really nice lens that now, which is where I get all my cinematic footage now. Yeah, it was, yeah, stupid. But yeah, spur of the moment that I.
I mean, do you go back in and ever have to go in and delete videos because afterwards you're like you upload something
Yeah,
and then a week later you're like, "Ooh, I think I probably shouldn't have said that or I had to delete it."
we did about 100 videos. Yeah, I deleted about 100 videos. And I only deleted these videos like 4 months ago. And so I went through all of them and looked at things that I shouldn't do. And so again, I mean, I was a junior developer. I wasn't paid a lot. People think I was. I wasn't. And I was still trying to, grow the channel. And I just did stupid things I shouldn't have done. And I regret, and I'll never do it again. Yeah, it was dumb, man.
No, no. Well, it's interesting to watch, and I'm glad. I bet you could have kept a lot of those videos up, but I understand it's probably something you want to take down. So
Yeah, the internet, it's gonna be there forever. Everything on there. So I mean, I think it's smart to take things down that will not benefit your future, if not hurt it. So
I've heard of people doing that on Twitter now. Like, there's services which basically delete all your tweets from a certain date back because you keep on hearing about these stories of some guy in high school that makes a stupid tweet and then they become a professional baseball player and then someone looks up their Twitter and like, wow, you said this when you were 16 years old. So yeah, I can understand. I mean, obviously you're not saying anything bad, but I know
no,
it's
nothing. It's just things that you should. Yeah, it's just stupid. I was younger. I was
so yeah, yeah, very interesting. Now, so fast forward, you kind of had a little dip, you had to delete, you went back through the dip
mm,
and you started producing more content.
yeah.
There's a few bumps. I'm sure you had to delete some videos here and there,
Mm,
but you've kind of hit that cycle now where you're putting out a lot of videos, really high quality content, and
yeah.
then this job at Entrepreneur Magazine
Yeah.
kind of popped up. So how did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I was producing high quality content because although I'm passionate about code, I don't like really doing phone videos as much. I did it because sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get out content and grow your channel. I'll be truthful in everything I say. It's just not something I enjoyed like vlogging. But yeah, so a year ago I applied to Entrepreneur Magazine. I actually asked for less pay than I'm paid now, and they didn't give me the job. I was still a junior. I wasn't good enough, and I'm actually glad I didn't come at that time. It was still a growing period for me. And then a year later, which was a month ago actually, now, yeah, a position open, and apparently the people who interviewed me at first a year ago thought about me, but he couldn't find my email. And what's really crazy is because when I saw that ad on Craigslist, when I saw it pop up on Craigslist, I was kind of blown away that there was another opportunity. And I was really worried, maybe I shouldn't apply. I'm just going to get rejected anyway. But I figured, you know what, they probably just won't respond. I have nothing to lose. Send my application. They sent me an email a week later, came in for the first interview. 7 days later, I got hired and getting
That's
paid more
awesome.
than what I originally asked a year ago. So it's crazy.
That is amazing. Well deserved too. That's really cool. So you applied and you got it, and they seem to be very friendly about you documenting your journey. Obviously, there's probably some limitations, but so that's really cool. So anybody who watches your channel can kind of see exactly what you're up to.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. And the thing is, people are thinking they hired me because of my channel. No way. I mean, what value can my channel bring to a big company like this? Nothing. You know, um, they didn't know about my channel until my last interview, and I honestly, genuinely believe they were already considering me too. So, yeah, I mean, again, this is not normal to be able to film in your office, no matter what company you work for, no matter what industry. That's not normal. So again, I feel like I hit the gold mine because I generally believe because I'm able to film in my office and do things like this. Right now, for example, that was my senior developer that just walked right behind me, seeing me film myself. um, like that's one of the reasons my channel is growing, and so I'm really thankful again for the opportunity.
Yeah, that's really cool. And just I think everybody, I mean, you got hundreds and hundreds of comments on the last few videos, especially like, hey, I'm moving, I'm changing, and it's saying you were so grateful for the last job you had, which I think is it shows really well on you that you weren't like, well, those other guys, but you're like, no, I really love my last job, but it's time to move on.
It was hard to leave. It was really hard. They even gave me a counter offer. It was nothing compared to what they could. It was a smaller company, so they couldn't match it, of course. But and it was tempting because even though they gave me counter offer, I loved working there so much, and I loved the people I worked with more than what I was being paid. It was hard to leave. I honestly, I went in my car and I remember I was like, I didn't cry. Okay, I don't cry, but I was, shedding some tears here and there. But got to move on and make big boy decisions.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's working out great. So let me ask you this. Just a few points that I didn't get to. Your channel definitely very unique, but there has been some competitors. There's been people that have copied some of your stuff. I'm not going to name names. Dreaded.
Oh, who's that? I don't know. Who's that?
I'm just
Please
kidding.
put on there.
But literally, there's if for a while there you would search how to become a web developer in 3 months, and then there would be how to become a web developer in 2 months, and how to become a web developer in 1 month, and all these
I
people
love
doing videos.
I love that because it shows I'm making a difference. I'm making a difference and I made an impact on YouTube. That's insane. Imagine that. You make a video that impact like it's like my Yuko. Everyone made a day in the life of a software engineer. I made 3 of those videos because she made such an impact on YouTube. And the fact that people were doing that, I love it because dang, I did something that not many people can say they did. So I mean, just gratitude, man.
Wow, were you the one that came up day in the life of a web developer first?
No.
I wasn't sure. Oh.
Yeah, and I was actually talking to her before she blew up. It's cool to see where she's gone. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, so that's Mayuka, and then there's also her friend Jeff Jarvis that work at
Jarvis,
or
Juma, all these people, yeah, but they're all software developers. I mean, technically they do the same thing, but I mean, they're all CS graduates. A lot of us are self-taught. That's the difference.
yeah, it feels like there is when I came on to YouTube, I have a degree,
Yeah.
but there seems to like there is a difference between the YouTubers that started without degrees, which I think there's still more of them, and then the people or self-taught developers, and then there's us and I guess Jarvis Johnson and Mayuka and a few others that have degrees. So it seems like we kind of it's starting to even out a little bit more lately.
Even now, it's kind of interesting because for some reason none of us have been able to collab with it, which is fine. Actually, for me, I generally don't like collabing because it's just my time is so tight already. And just studying code is hard and uploading videos is hard. But yeah, it's kind of hard to collab with them. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. But yeah, it's even out for sure. And I'm happy for that. It's more competitive now, and that's good for the community. I hate it. I freaking hate it, man. I hate how competitive it is now. Before there was only a few of us. There was just like what's his name, Chris Hawks, and some other guy. Travis Media is killing it. But other than that, but I hate it, but I love it too because it's forcing me to give better content, and it's good for the community. And so I love it. I hate it, but I still love it.
And the new guys coming in, they're definitely, I don't see a ton of people doing like what I do a lot is of tutorials and things like that. A lot of people are coming up with new stuff doing like you're doing, either vlogging or doing skits and things like that. And they're trying to make a little niche themselves. So it's almost like a niche within a niche.
You have to stand out in this really loud community of everyone's trying to be a YouTuber, right? And so you have to do something different. You have to stand out some way. And for me, it was investing in like a $1,500 camera a year and a half ago. And so, yeah, you have to stand out some way.
Oh, let me ask you about that. I mean, a lot of gurus say when you start YouTube, just use your iPhone. And I thought you did use your iPhone for a while, but then you decided to upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, I never wanted. I mean, honestly, when I bought my first camera, the Canon 80D, I was terrified. I'm like, is it worth it? I only get paid a junior developer salary. I'm not making it. I'm only making $100 a month on YouTube, and I was terrified. I'm glad I made a decision, and I think that's one of the reasons my channel did grow. But again, you can start with a cell phone. That's all you need. I mean, what's his name? That other guy, I forgot his name. You mentioned him earlier. He only used his iPhone, and he blew up. So it's not about the quality of your camera, but the content you give out and the energy you bring too. Energy is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's something I've been trying to do too, is change up a few things. I've been able to get a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
But I am jealous of you guys who have found a good niche to go to. I feel like sometimes I'm like jumping around a few things trying to figure out what my audience likes.
Yeah, I mean, you have to change yourself too. I mean, I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I mean, I'm not the geeky guy, ugly glasses. I mean, I still have glasses. I'm not saying I love glasses. I hate contacts. But the reason I use contacts is for YouTube. That's the reason, because if I wear glasses, you can't really see my eyes. But the way you communicate with people are through your eyes. For example, when I talk to you, I look directly into your eyes. When you talk to me, I hope you're looking in my eyes. But that's a sign of someone who can communicate, and that's a sign that people can trust you or you can trust them. And so, yeah. Anyway, yeah, just little things here and there.
Very cool. I just got a couple more questions and wrap it up here. So I know your channel, I mean, you've been focusing on your developer journey for the last years, ups, downs, a lot of high points, some low points. What is your plan for the next, I know maybe year or 2 years? Are you planning to ramp up the vlogging again, may go back to daily or just do 2 or 3 a week? Are you still planning just to focus on your developer journey as you're at Entrepreneur Magazine, or have you thought that far ahead?
Good question. I've thought, whenever I do make a decision in regards to my career, I think 2, 3 years ahead. And which is crazy because I ended up being where I thought I wanted to be. Literally, I remember telling a special someone, my goal is to get a new job by September. Latest. My goal, and this was in January, and my goal is to get a better paying job, get paid when I'm getting paid now, and have my channel where it is by September. And I got it by August, which is crazy. And so I do make sure I think far in advance. But my goal, let's say a year from now, is to be better at coding at my company. But I want to make a difference in entrepreneur. Secondly, I want to help entrepreneur with my YouTube channel. If I can in any other way, I mean, I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Secondly, I just want to be happy. It's not about the money anymore. It's just being able to do what I love for a living, because honestly, 99% of the people in the world don't get to say that. So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Have you ever thought, as your channel grows, to take on more sponsorships, more affiliates? I'm sure you make good money, but would you be interested in doing that? Maybe make this more of your career one day?
Honestly, there are sponsors contacting me now, but I don't want to take a lot of them. There's one that I'm going to take. It's just they're going to sponsor one video, but yeah, that's the great thing about being in this niche. We get paid so well. We don't need those sponsorships unless you get so much in debt because you can't stop controlling yourself. But like, we don't need those sponsorships. And so, I mean, we'll see. But my number one goal is just to help change more lives. That's it. I mean, that's all I want to do. And I get paid so much, and it's not even fair. I was literally talking to a friend of mine. She was asking for advice, and I told her, I can't believe that we get paid to do what we do because it's so freaking easy. It should be. I mean, I love it. So
yeah. That's it. And I'm sure your faith kind of flows into that too, and what you believe.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's not about the money again. Yeah, I mean, it's nice and we need it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Chris. I really appreciate your time. How about in 2 years we do this again, and then we could see how you went from Entrepreneur Magazine to your next 2 years of craziness.
Yeah. Well, definitely good, man.
Maybe 2 years from now, if we're both still doing this.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
All right, man. See ya.